Hey guys, welcome back to the channel.
Hello.
So this week we're doing another installment of Am I the A-Hole? RV edition.
I found some really good ones on Reddit. I didn't read all of them, completely, so that I know, I kind of know what it's about, so I know that they're RV related. We're gonna read the Reddit posts on Am I the A-Hole? RV edition, and we'll talk about it.
I have no idea what these are about. Hey guys, so we're going to read you these and we're going to give you our opinions, but in the comments, let us know your opinions.
Absolutely. All right, here we go. Am I the a-hole for taking my family on a 3-year RV adventure before our kids start school? Okay, just off of that, I would say no. That sounds pretty cool, being a kid, going on adventures and stuff.
I feel like I need more information.
Yes. Hey, am I the a-hole, folks? I'm wrestling with a family dilemma and could use your take. My wife and I are embarking on a dream journey, RVing across the U.S. to visit all national parks in the contiguous states, and we'll be bringing our 2 kids along. Here's the plan. We hit the road for 3 years, returning just in time before our oldest starts school. We think it's an incredible opportunity for family bonding, education, and adventure before the school years kick in. Okay, fair point. However, when we broke the news to our parents, their reaction was less than supportive. A lot of people are that way about, RVing full-time with kids. So, all right, they're worried we're uprooting the kids and believe it's an imprudent move. But we're viewing this as an extraordinary educational and life experience. We're not just roaming aimlessly. We've got a remote job lined up, and we're committed to ensuring our kids' social and educational needs. Plus, we're planning to fly or drive back for major family events and holidays. So, am I the a-hole for pursuing this dream despite our parents' concerns? Their reaction has thrown us for a loop. We're talking about an adventure filled with learning and love, but are we being selfish here? Would really appreciate your thoughts on this.
Oh, well, absolutely, you're not the a-hole.
No, it's your parents, while you probably value their opinion on a lot of things, and even their parenting, they are a different generation. They don't know where you're coming from, and they may not ever understand it. It's an incredible thing for them because they learn more hands-on than sitting in a classroom for 8 hours.
Yeah, I mean, you think about the memories that they're going to make and just the education that these kids are going to get being on the road, seeing all these national treasures.
Yeah, they said that their plan is to visit all the national parks. Yes, please. I want to do that. Can you adopt me?
I mean, if they can financially do it and they have remote jobs lined up,
yeah.
I mean, why not?
Yeah.
Just because your parents see it differently doesn't mean you shouldn't do it.
Yeah.
And especially if you're going to go back for big family occasions and everything, then yeah, absolutely. You're doing the right thing, and don't worry about that at all. And you know what? Here's the nice thing. If it doesn't work out, you just go back home. It sounds like these people have a plan.
Yeah, they have a structured plan for sure.
And that's, if this guy was just saying, okay, next week we're leaving, blah, 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 and they're just winging it, then yeah, you're the a-hole. Mm-hmm. But if you have a structured plan and you have contingencies, by all means do it. Go out and see the world.
Yeah. And while your kids are young, it's always good, because if you do actually really want them in a regular old school, this is the time to do it. They may not remember the sights they saw, but they'll remember having fun and that they had good family time. I guarantee you take kids on the road, they're going to meet so many more people than they ever would at home, because they're in new campgrounds all the time. They're in national parks, they're in state parks, whatever you might be doing. They're going to meet more people and learn how to converse, not with children, but with adults too.
If it works for you, do it.
All right, here's the next one. Am I the a-hole for not letting my friend take my camper trailer to another location? I don't know, when it involves friends and borrowing a camper, things can get dicey, and I would probably say you're not the a-hole, because I wouldn't want anybody taking our camper. So we'll read further.
Yeah, there definitely needs to be more specifics in this one before I make my judgment, but I'm going to say no, you're not.
Okay. All right, here we go. A friend of mine, male, 45, is having a hard time. He's a veteran and has bad PTSD. Had a bad PTSD episode last month. He shot a gun 3 times inside his home. His wife was there, but her teenage children were at school. He didn't shoot at her. He was arrested but given bail. He's in therapy and is sober, but staying at home isn't something his wife is comfortable with right now.
Understandable.
Mm-hmm. I have a camper trailer that has a queen bed, kitchen, bathroom, and a dining area. They have asked me if they could borrow it so he would have a quiet place to work on himself. Sure, I don't have any rental amount demands, just whatever he can afford. That's really cool.
That's a good friend.
Yeah. He thought he'd take the trailer to a larger town 60 miles away. I'm not comfortable with that. His wife hates the idea of him being so far away, too. I want to help. 60 miles is too far. Is asking him to stay close an asshole thing to do? Thank you.
That's a tough one.
If he already has issues and fired a gun in his own home, if anything were to happen, they might need to know if there was an issue with the trailer, you know?
That's a very good point.
Or an issue with him.
I would say no, you're not the asshole. But
Absolutely not.
It's a sad situation, and I don't think there's any real winners right there.
No. I mean, it's great that they're offering this trailer for them to live in temporarily and maybe set some boundaries on that temporarily kind of situation.
Yeah, and I would say that you're going to have to put some things in writing just to make sure that you as the owner of the trailer are covered. You know, you're going to have some structured agreement and, you know, given his history, there's got to be some type of check-in.
You definitely need to have some ground rules in place.
No, and that's why I said you have to have something in writing just because...
And that's not an asshole thing to do.
No.
That's a normal person thing to do. So he shouldn't have any problem with you wanting some sort of thing to cover your butt. But the main thing that was being asked is, are they the a-hole for wanting to keep the trailer closer? Absolutely not. It's yours. You put it where you want it. If he doesn't like that, then he you know, tell him you're free to go find some other accommodations, but this needs to stay close by.
Yeah, it's still your asset.
Yeah.
You know, you're
responsible for it.
Yeah, and we could delve deeper in this. There's insurance issues and all sorts of stuff.
Yes.
But for the basic question, are you the a-hole? No, you're not.
No.
You just need to set parameters.
And you might want to check with your insurance if somebody other than you, the owner, is staying in it without you. You might want to make sure your insurance does cover that in case anything happens to it or him while he's living in it. So
yeah,
that's also something.
Especially if it's stationary somewhere, you definitely need to make sure you have the right insurance.
Yes. All right, here we go. Number 3. Okay. Am I the a-hole for calling the cops on my neighbor? I don't know what your neighbor do. My husband and I full-time RV. We recently moved to an RV park in Florida. We moved in across the street from a family of 5, husband, wife, and their 3 sons who appear to be under the age of 12. For the past 9 months, they have let their kids play outside up until recently. From what I can see, there is not much disciplined parenting in the home. The children look like a nightmare. Playing in the street, will not move for cars, screaming, fighting, breaking other neighbors' outside decor with sports balls, throwing concrete at cars. They even dented the mom's car with a soccer ball. Yikes. Not the kind of neighbors you want. We have never said anything about it or made any attempt to show our distaste. They have had the police called at least twice while we have been there. I'm not exactly sure for what, but I would assume domestic violence. Ooh, okay. I've seen the couple fight and it gets pretty intense. A couple of months ago, I heard children screaming bloody murder and I was concerned, so I investigated. When I looked over, the mother was holding one of the boys by the throat and bashing him up against the window. She saw me and quickly closed the blinds. I didn't call immediately because I wasn't sure what to do, but I ultimately called the non-emergency line and called it in. 2 sheriffs came out and they left in about 10 minutes. One parent was visibly upset and pointing over to us that we had called. Since then, they do not let the children play outside. The husband screamed at me yesterday, and the wife has made faces at my husband. We have ignored them and are trying to live our life, but now, with the tension, I feel like maybe I should have never made that call.
No, you definitely should have made the call.
Yeah.
You're not the asshole. When it comes to children's safety and well-being, you know...
Yeah, even if it's just the husband and wife, if it's a domestic violence situation, get on the phone. If they don't like you, they don't like you. But yeah, that's a person's well-being. You have to look out for other people when they don't know to look out for themselves. I mean, if they're treating their children like that in the confines of their home, they're probably treating each other like that. So yeah, definitely not the a-hole for calling the cops. And I would say if you see something like that happen again, call again and again when it happens.
You might want to think about putting yourself into a different lot situation, because obviously something's not working right at that place that they're allowing this to happen for so long.
I would definitely go to their front office and discuss it with them and just kind of take the temperature of the situation with the front office. Let them know that these people have had the cops called on them by other people and yourself now, and nothing's been done, and that you've witnessed domestic violence between the mother and the children. And I feel for this family. I mean, you don't know what's going on with people to drive them to that point, but there's got to be some rules there that are actually enforced.
Yeah, there definitely needs to be accountability, and you know, somebody has to protect the children.
Absolutely. But if nothing's being done and these people are still, you know, hating on you, yelling at you, things like that, report it to the office. And if they still don't do anything, then maybe get yourself out of there and go find you a better park. That may be easier said than done, in Florida especially, but you don't want to put yourself in that situation for too long of a time. Things could get really ugly really quickly.
Well, guys, that's just a few of the stories we found that we're going to share with you on this episode. Let us know what you think. You know, is this something that you want to hear more of? You know, for us, it's interesting to see what's going on in the RV world.
Yeah,
you know,
Reddit is just, I mean, it can be a dumpster fire that I've said before, but it is really good with stories from people, you know, that are just seeking help and just, you know, I'm nosy. I like to hear, you know, gossipy stories and stuff, and you know, maybe you too. I don't know, but
you know, I'm gonna go out on a limb and say that they are a tad bit nosy because they're on YouTube watching us.
Hey, that's right.
So, not to say there's anything bad. All right, guys. Well, that's gonna do it for this episode. We appreciate you tuning in, and until next time, we'll see you out there.
See you out there. Bye.
Wait, am I the a-hole? Yeah, most of the time.